Hello everybody, here we are at Tropical Acres, and they are an amazing farm, a 7-acre farm with over 300 varieties of mangoes. They also have other types of trees, avocados, sapodillas, and a bunch of other things, but mangoes is the main thing they do here. And if you're looking for a tree, this is the place to come to get it. And the great thing is now they could ship all over the country, even to California, they could ship mango trees. So that's just wonderful. And Alex has here mangoes, the common mangoes that everyone heard of, the really good mangoes, but he also has mangoes that a lot of people haven't heard of, mangoes that used to be really well known once or are well known around the world, but a lot of people here in Florida don't know of them. They taste absolutely amazing, and he's grafted these trees. So if you want to get one, I mean, if you're local, you can get a bigger one, but even if you're locally, you want to get a small one, but he has all of these, and he's amazing. I got to come back here one day and get a video with him grafting, because his success rate on grafting is wonderful. He's been doing it for a long time. I did another interview with him going around the whole farm talking about these things, but I wanted to just show everybody this area here because he was explaining in another video I did with him how he bought a whole bunch of mango trees, and they actually were labeled incorrectly. So he had to wait years for the mango trees to grow, and then he found out that they weren't the original mango that he wanted. Now, because he's so well knowledgeable about this, he was able to easily top work those trees, so it didn't bother him that much. And he also has all his land and all the other trees. But when you're like me and you have a small yard and you only have like space for a few trees, that'd be quite upsetting. So my point being is, when you want to get a mango tree, you want to go to a really reliable source. People that are watching, they really have to have a good reliable source when they're going to get trees.
Yeah, it's important, and we've started grafting our own trees the last few years, and one of the things we emphasize with our own trees is proper labeling, because there's a lot of mislabeling in the Florida nursery trade. I could go on and on and on about the different trees that I've had that were mislabeled that we purchased, and some of them, I mean, like we ended up with a lot of mislabeled trees of certain kinds, and that's really frustrating because you wait years for these trees to start fruiting, and if they turn out to be something that they're not supposed to be, you know, it's really frustrating, yeah, and a waste of time. So when we graft our trees, I actually collect the budwood myself from the tree. The other great thing is that almost all our trees have fruited before, so we've confirmed that the tree that we're grafting from is what it's supposed to be. And a lot of times people will take budwood off of trees where they haven't fruited yet, and they don't know for sure that that tree is what it's supposed to be. They're relying on the word of somebody else. And so part of our quality control process in terms of assuring that we produce what we're saying we're producing is collecting budwood from trees that are born for us. We're collecting the budwood ourselves, we're grafting the trees ourselves, and we're labeling every single pot that we put the tree in. And actually we'll double label them to be extra sure that the tree is what it's supposed to be.
And a knowledgeable source. Reliable, because you want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for and you're growing and investing all that time in. And also the knowledge that goes behind it, because Alex isn't just going to give you a tree and say, have a nice life. You can call him up or go to his website, and there's so much information that he can give you about that particular mango. If you're looking to pick a mango, like which tree to get, because there's thousands of different mango trees, so which tree you should get, he'll tell you all about the mango, the history of it. Not only will he tell you about how it tastes and everything else, but he'll also explain to you about how disease resistant it is in certain parts of the country. And that's very valuable, because you don't want to plant mango trees that are very well known to have diseases. For example, when I was picking out the trees I was going to have, there was one mango tree that I wanted, and even on his website it said, I don't recommend this tree for backyard gardening because it's susceptible to bacterial black spot. It's a new disease that's here in South Florida. I still wanted it. When I spoke to him on the phone, he says, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time to get a mango that's not disease resistant like that, when there are so many other great ones that are disease resistant. So there's many common mango trees here, like Duncan's right here and Julie, and they're just excellent. This farm, the majority of trees on this farm are Edward trees. Edward, this was an old mango grove, and some of these trees are over 100 years old. I think he said there's a turpentine tree that's over 100 years old. The majority of the ones on this farm are Edwards, but he has the newest mangoes out. He has a great relationship with the other growers. So as soon as a new one comes out, he's one of the first one to hear about it, get it, and research it. So between having the history of the older trees and how quick he gets the new trees, I don't know if there's many places where you have such a different variety. I've been on many mango farms that they have a good amount of trees, and they have a lot of different varieties. But after being on this farm and him taking me around the property and seeing it grow over the years, I don't know. He said in the United States, and I'm going to say, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's not a place in the world that has the variety that they have here in one place. There's over 300 varieties. He said he stopped counting, or he lost count, and there's over 300. And another thing that's really cool about this place is he doesn't just keep the mangoes if they don't taste good. He gets rid of them and he tops work them with something that is really well known to be good. So there's no space wasted here. Even while he's growing trees, he puts new trees in front of trees that already existed. I asked him about the high intensity gardening in the last video, and it was really cool that he was talking about we're going to use all the space as possible, as much as possible, to get as many mangoes as possible while we can. And then when the mangoes grow, we'll have to make our decision. But in the meantime, he'll put them, he'll get them in. So he has everything from 1 gallon plants all the way to probably 25 gallon plants that for sale. And it's really cool this year. He's going to be able to ship them all over the world, so that's great. Some of these I actually have, and he also has avocados here, but white Paris he has, which is a great one. I mean, just so many wonderful varieties. And you definitely, if you're in the West Palm Beach area, you have to include this place on your mango tour. You have to come here. In the summertime, it's just loaded with a whole bunch of people selling mangoes here. And they actually label the mangoes, again, not only for a tree, but if you just buy one mango, they label it correctly so you know what you're getting. And he knows how to pick them and when to pick them and all about them. So the place I go to when I want to learn about mango, the first place I go is to his website because he has an amazing list of all the mangoes from around the world. So that's the place here, and as you can see in this one, come here, let me show you this here. So, could be wrong, I think he said this was a Duncan tree. Look at all these mangoes. Now, of course, they're green here because it's just at the beginning of season, and we're going to be starting the season here in a couple of months, but he's already getting a few ripe avocados, but in about a month from now, this is going to be full bloom, maybe a month and a half. But look how many mangoes are in this one tree. And just all the trees in this grove are just like this. It's amazing. Now, this one's a really tall one, and that one's a taller one. This is an older part of the grove. But he knows what he's doing, and everything here is organic as well, so that's really important as well. He's not using harsh chemicals on everything he's growing, and it's just a wonderful place to be. So I'm just so glad that I live so close to it, and he's my friend, and I have his knowledge about this, and I can share it to you. I'm encouraging him to work on his YouTube channel so he can get this information out there more. But if you're looking for a mango, this is the place to be. So check it out. The contact information is below the video, and keep growing.